it's such a common problem for people to have, people who use their hands, and I think that's pretty much everyone, are at risk over time of getting carpal tunnel syndrome. And what it is, again, is that the nerves that come into the hand right here, there's a little hole, there's a little gap in the bones, in the wrist bones right here. And that little gap is where the nerve and the blood vessel that goes to your hand comes through. And there's a little ligament on the top. And that ligament gets compressed, or that tunnel gets compressed. It starts to close up. Okay. So there's basically one solution to this, and that is to reopen the carpal tunnel. Okay. So if you get diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome, that's kind of what every different kind of practitioner is going to aim at, that as the solution, is to reopen that carpal tunnel and because once either the tunnel gets wider or the ligament stops pressing, then that takes pressure off the nerve. So how do you reopen the carpal tunnel? I'm going to show you a couple of slides here. So here, this is a really common solution. It's a brace. And what you can see that it keeps the hand in a more open position, especially across the base of the palm there. If you try to, with that kind of a brace on, if you try to close up your hand like this, you really can't do it. Okay. And this is the part we're concerned about right here. Okay. If you try to close this part of your hand with that kind of a brace, you can't really do it. It keeps it open. It opens up the carpal tunnel. Let's see here. The other thing that they can do is surgery. And what they've done in this surgery here, you can see they have actually made an incision in the palm of the hand. And what they've done underneath that incision is cut the ligament that connects, that actually makes the carpal tunnel a tunnel, okay? Rather than just I don't know, what's an open tunnel? Just a ditch, okay? So the carpal tunnel is here in between the bones, and then the ligament holds the bones together. But in this surgery, they cut the ligament so that then there's two ends of ligament. And so then it's just an open ditch. So then the nerve and the blood vessel have range of motion this way, which is toward the top of the palm, the outside of the palm. So instead of being nice and protected under there, it now is free to move upward. But it takes the pressure off the nerve, which is exactly what you want to do. And it opens up the carpal tunnel by removing part of it. So I wanted to actually show you how I work with carpal tunnel. I do use needles on, this part of the hand, but with somebody with carpal tunnel, I don't actually needle in this area at all. It's way too sensitive. Those nerves are fired up already. So direct needling in this area is not my number one go-to. What I use instead is this non-needle solution. You can probably hear it beeping. It's called a dolphin neurostim. And it has a small amount of electric current that runs through. It's a little microcurrent that runs through the tip of it. I'm really, really sensitive to electricity, and I can't feel this at all, which is the way I want it. So it doesn't feel like much. And I do use that. It doesn't go through the skin either. Here, let me turn myself so I use it kind of like this on the person's wrist. And With my other hand, it's actually a two-handed thing. So with the other hand, I actually press this carpal tunnel open, which is, uh, it actually feels really good. It loosens up the carpal tunnel almost immediately. Um, Often people will have to come in several times to have it done because our tendency is to go back to what we're usually doing, which is what's created the carpal tunnel and the syndrome in the first place. But using the little dolphin neurostim here, we can open up that carpal tunnel, um, which is great. And like I said, some needles are on the arms and other places in the body. Um, but in general, this is such a great device. It's such a wonderful solution so that you don't need to, you know, have the surgery or deal with the brace, you know. So if you or anyone that you know are people with carpal tunnel, and these are people who are likely to have it, although anyone who works with their hands, if you were a dishwasher, um, I could add dishwashers on here. There are lots and lots and lots of professions and hobbies that I could add on here. People who can. I've seen people who are, big canners. They will come out with these kinds of problems. But they can get the carpal tunnel too. So if you or anyone that you know has this, reach out to us. You can find us online at briggshealth.com. That's BRIGGSHEALTH.com. Either send us email or give us a call on the phone if you have questions. And I love working with hands, actually. It's really, really fun. And opening up the carpal tunnel, that is the name of the game. That is the solution. So I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and do call if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer questions and help. All right. Hope you all have a great week. Bye-bye.